Have you ever wanted to add waist shaping to a garment, but being kind of at a loss onto where to put it? Or perhaps having a garment where you know the waist shaping is not going to fit in the right place, but you don't know how to change it? Well, this video is all about giving you an overview of where waist shaping is and where you might want to make some adjustments. Now, the first thing to remember with this is knitting is pretty flexible. So if it's just a little bit out, either too high or too low relative to your body, I would be inclined to just let that go and it's going to work, it should work out fine for you. This is really if there's a significant difference. If you've got what would be known as a high waist, where the narrowest point of your waist sits high up here, or low-waisted where basically it's down a little bit further. So you'll probably know yourself from most ready-made garments that you put on, where does it fit a little too high or too low. In my case, I know I've definitely got a lower waist, because if I get particularly dresses, I find where there's a sewn seam across here, and when I put that on, more often than not, that tends to sit right at the bottom of my ribs rather than underneath of where it should be. So it tends to be uncomfortable, and it's not a really flattering place to have it, because it's sitting right up here, the narrowest point, rather than down here. So if that happens to you when you get things from the shop and it's sitting where it's obviously too low or too high, then you may want to make adjustments if you've got shaping in your garment. So if you've just got one that's straight down, or if it's A-line, you don't have to worry about this. This would be if there would be what I would call like hourglass waist shaping, where this one's top down, it's Saoirse, where it comes in at the waist a little bit and then it comes out a bit afterwards. You've got a bit of flexibility with this one because it's very gentle shaping. So again, if it's a little out, you don't have to worry too much about it. So what you want to do first of all is figure out where is your waist. So generally speaking, when you're measuring yourself from the waist, it's useful to have two people helping you. So one person can have kind of bands where first of all they'll tie it around the bust point, the fullest bust point, then tie it around right down here, the waist, and then possibly down at the hips. So one person can move those around, and then the second person, this is easier from the back, but obviously it's going to be a little different, because if you've got a bust in the front, it's going to add a little bit of depth to it as well. So, but for now, we'll just take a look at the back. As worn, usually what you'll do is you'll start by measuring a set point, which I would call the base of the neck, the nape of the neck, you know, the top vertebrae that usually pokes out a little bit there. That's generally where I would start from. Start in this, and you can drop it down like so. So the measurements you're going to want are the person who's holding it around here. You can measure how far down is the fullest bust point. Then the next one is how far down is the waist. And the final one is how far down are the hips. And those are you may also possibly have somebody holding a ruler in under here, so that you can actually then measure how far down. That's a little trickier because you're measuring from here, but you're trying to figure out kind of how deep is the yoke going to be. What those will give you, if you translate them into rows, is where each point is on the body. So the waist shaping can also be impacted by how the garment sits. So if you've got something which has got a very loose neckline, it'll sit quite far down, and what that will do is it will actually mean that the end of the yoke sits a little bit further down, so that might actually slide it a bit further down your bust. That can even be the case if you've got a looser gauge, for instance, than the pattern. It's going to make a more open neck, and even though it wasn't intended in the pattern, it might sit a little bit more open and a little more down. And you might like that, but then you may possibly want to make a few more adjustments further down. So what you can do then is, as worn, you can see where does it reach the fullest bust point. So for instance, from here to here, on my body it was say 10 inches. The pattern, what most of them will be, is you'll do the yoke, and then you'll have maybe 2.5 inches is where you'll knit straight, and the assumption is you're going to get just below the fullest bust point there. So if you're actually knitting it yourself top down, you can try it on and you can check. You can put half of it on a second needle and you can check, does that actually come down to my fullest bust point? So that's actually kind of a nice way to start, where you don't have to do as many numbers or as much measuring. And at that point, you can actually also see where your waist is going to be. and you'll have your finished garment here, and you can measure the distance between what's left and where you want your waist to be. And in the pattern, you'll have a set number of decreases. So it might say you're going to do your decrease round and then perhaps having a decrease round every, we'll say 8 rounds 3 times. You can calculate that and calculate how many inches that's going to be. And you're going to want to check, does that come to the top of my waist? If that's going to be very far down, what you might want to do then is start spacing those a little bit closer together to just pull the waist up a little bit. For the waist here at the middle, you'll have usually maybe like an inch or so, or a little more than an inch and a half, where you're kind of trying to have it straight. So there'll be a little bit that's straight, and then you're going to start increasing again. Often the increasing down the hips is going to be quite determined by the full length of the garment. So say for instance, you wanted to add length to your garment, you might actually want to start spacing those increases coming down the hips a little further out so that it can take up a little bit more room. Or perhaps you want more room across the bottom here, then you'll just start adding more increases in. So those are hopefully some of the rules of thumb for what you're going to want to think about in terms of if you want to adjust your waist shaping, or to give you a kind of a guide as well on when you would want to adjust that waist shaping and how you would do it. I do like doing it when you're wearing it though, because I find that by trying it on with seamless like this, you can really tweak it as you're working through it, so you don't have to make all the decisions beforehand. But yeah, have fun adjusting it to suit your body and to fit you really well.